going on, everybody? It's Rota coming at you with a brand new video, and tonight is going to be a little bit different compared to our typical coverage, and that's because we're actually getting two different archetypes being revealed out of Age of Overlord, one of which being a 4-card archetype and the other being a 7-card archetype, both of which are tied together via their lore according to the artwork at least. And I know the 7-card archetype revolves around that not continuous spell. Is it continuous spell? Okay, no, it's a normal spell, the Corrupted Gem of Rebellion Snake Eye. I think the archetype itself is called Snake Eye, and it's the one that lets you put a monster on the field into the back row as a continuous spell, so basically the Valance support. And it looks like instead of getting both archetypes revealed at once in a newsletter, it looks like we're getting both revealed individually, and so I'm going to split this up into 2 separate videos tonight. And starting off, we're going to be going over the 4-card archetype, the one that doesn't directly tie to the Snake Eye, but is tied to the archetype, I guess. I think it's the Diabellestar, something like that. And I think it's literally just, yeah, it's 1 monster, 2 spells, and a trap. Not really sure what these cards do, but let's go ahead and get right into it. Oh, and apparently the Corrupted Gem of Rebellion Snake Eye is actually Tainted Treasure of Treason Snake Eye. Okay, so whatever I just said there, just completely ignore it because it has a different name now. So starting off, we have Diabellestar, the Dark Witch. It is a level 7 Dark Spellcaster with 2500 attack and 2000 defense. You can only special summon the first effect once per turn, and you can only use the second and third effects once per turn. You can special it from your hand by sending 1 other card from your hand or field to the graveyard, so it's basically the tricky but better. If this card is normal or special summon, you can set 1 Tainted Treasure spell or trap directly from your deck. Okay, I was wrong. I guess both of them are linked directly to the Snake Eye. And then if this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard during your opponent's turn, you can send 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. So it looks like there's going to be mostly the recursive engine piece of the deck because you have multiple ways to special summon itself, and so you can just repeatedly grab more Tainted Treasure spells and traps, which I'm assuming the next 3 cards are. And I'm also assuming there's going to be a lot of things sending it from hand or field to the graveyard. If this were a level 8, I'd honestly say it might work pretty well with the new Horus cards as well. That's the only monster out of the Diabellestar stuff. I think it might just be the Tainted Treasures being revealed here, and then the other thing is like the archetype. I don't know. Not sure. But this is the Tainted Treasure Hunter Fiend. It is a quick play spell that says you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. Add 1 Diabellestar from your deck or graveyard to your hand, so I'm pretty sure we're going to, in the next set, this is Age of Overlord by the way, in the next set we're probably going to get more Diabellestar monsters, if not at least 1. And it says during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 of your Tainted Treasure spell or traps that is banished or in your graveyard, except another copy of Fiend. Place it on place it on the bottom of the deck, and then draw 1 card. This seems like a pretty nice card. I mean, like, yeah, it's a hard once per turn, but it's a quick play search or grab back for monster reincarnation kind of effect that also allows you to banish it in order to get back your banished or graveyard resources and draw a card on top of that. Overall seems really nice as well. Next is the other quick play spell, Tainted Treasure of Doom Lucille, or Lucille, something like that. It is a quick play spell with some kick-ass artwork that says you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. Target 1 level 7 or higher spellcaster you control and apply these effects in sequence. That face-up monster is unaffected by other monsters' effects this turn, but send it to the graveyard during the standby phase of the next turn. And all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls lose attack equal to that monster's attack, 2500 in the case of Diabellestar. Then, if any of those monsters' attack have been reduced to 0 as a result, destroy it. Wow, okay. So we sort of have like a pseudo Venom Swamp effect here, which I think is really cool. I always really liked Venom Swamp. But the first effect is also not bad, because you're making it a towers for a bit, and yeah, you're sending it to the graveyard, but that is going to trigger the effect of the Diabellestar. She'll summon herself back in order to search for another Tainted Treasure. While I don't think this is nearly as good as Fiend here, I think this is another really solid card, because not only is it recurable, but this second effect can end up being some really crazy removal depending on the matchup. And finally, it looks like we have Tainted Treasure of Betrayal Sylvia as the trap card that says you can only use 1 of the effects per turn and only once that turn. Send 1 Diabellestar monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard, then target 1 face-up card on the field to negate its effects, so basically an imperm. And when your opponent activates a card or effect in response to the activation of your Diabellestar monster's effect or Tainted Treasure spell or trap card or effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard to negate the opponent's effect. So wow, it's functioning as an imperm, sending your Diabellestar to summon her back to grab another card, and while it is on a separate turn, also a negate when they try to chain in response to your Diabellestar or Tainted Treasure, so that includes things like Ash Blossom as well. This card seems really damn solid both as an endboard piece and as a follow-up card, and I really like that it has both on-field and graveyard utility. It reminds me of like a breakthrough skill or something, because I really don't like when cards are just like, oh yeah, if this condition's met, you can just reset it and use it again. I like when cards have more utility like this. Like, they have separate but similar effects, one of which being on field that actually gains you advantage as well, and then one being engraved when your opponent thinks they finally got rid of the card, you also hit them with the double whammy. Alright y'all, looks like that is going to do it for the Diabellestar archetype, or at least what we have. Technically, it's just one card in the Diabellestar lineup, and then the rest are tainted treasures that mention it. Again, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing more Diabellestar monsters. What do I think about these cards before we dive into the next cards in the next video, which I'll try to link it in the annotation if both of them are up and you're seeing this after the other one is up as well. I think these are some really damn solid cards. I mean, Diabellestar has multiple ways of getting on the field, and every time she's summoned, you get to set a tainted treasure from your deck. I just realized it says set, not even add, so your opponent can't even ash this, which is really good. However, the downside, of course, being that because you are setting the quick play spells, remember, you cannot activate those quick plays directly on the turn that you set them. You have to wait a turn like a trap card. So I guess that is a little bit of a downside. You can't get Ash, but you can't immediately use the cards either. This is a really good Rota on top of also being recursion, and honestly, it kind of functions like an engage because it's not one effect per turn, so you get to search or add back, and then you can also draw a card on top of that, and you won't be able to draw the thing that you place back because it places on the bottom instead of shuffling, which I like. The second card is actually a lot better than a lot of people might give it credit for. Again, I think this second effect right here is really damn good because Diabellestar is 2,500. And so if anything's 2,500 or less, you know, any Bisiels or things like that, most Castro monsters, they're gonna die. And even if they don't, I mean, like, congratulations, their monsters are tiny now. And then finally, again, I raved a lot about this trap card. I really like this trap card. I love all the different uses that you can have for it. But yeah, that is going to do it for the Diabellestar archetype. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below, because that's going to do it for the video. If you liked it, please sure to leave a like, as it helps put this video and the channel into recommended. And if you like this content and want to see like it, like the rest of my review series, as well as the upcoming Snake Eye quote-unquote archetype reveal, then perhaps consider subscribing, because we're going to 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. Not to mention, it supports the channel more than anything else, and it's absolutely free. Also, if you want to support me while getting some awesome TCG merchandise in the process, check out Tapio cards in the link down below. Use code Aurora5 at checkout for 5% off your purchase and to support me financially. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Aurora, signing off.